Hey there ladies and gents, KG16 here with my first commentary video. I hope you enjoy it. Today we're in the Panzer SFL 4C, commonly known as the Death Toaster, and if you want to know the name of the Panzer SFL, I'll put it on screen and you can have fun trying to pronounce it. I've been playing World of Tanks console since 2016 and have most of the tanks in the game, so what I tend to do is spend my time 3-marking tanks just for a bit of a challenge. I'm in the early tiers. You can only 3-mark from tier 5 upwards, so I've done most of tier 5 now I think, and I'm doing some 6s and 7s as well, occasionally 8s and upwards as well. So the Death Toaster, I'm playing this TD with optics so I can spot and get assistance. That's key when you're trying to 3-mark tanks. Advanced concealment camo because you don't want to get spotted in this tank, and gun lane drive so I can aim in as quickly as possible and pull back so as not to get shot. My crew has 9 skills and they are Born Leader, Rapid Loading, Sixth Sense, Rapid Aim, Camo Expertise, Situational Awareness, Muffled Shot, Green Thumb and Steady Aim. So here we are on Mali, and this is a pretty good map for this tank. As you can see, we've got good view range out, and we've got a tiny bit of assistance, but this is the kind of tank where you have to have patience. You can't go YOLOing in a tank like this with no armour and only 360 hit points. By the way, there is some kind of glitch at the moment which says that this tank has 358 hit points. Anyone knows why that is, perhaps you can let me know. But a bit more assistance there on that tier 5 heavy tank down there. Now we go on to have a pretty big game here, and I think most of it is done just from this one bush, but this is a good bush to come if you don't have a turret. Oh, here we go. Are we going to get a shot in on this tier 5? I think it's a Stug. No. The other thing with this tank is it has virtually 0 gun depression, and so you don't want to be overextending and leaning forward to get a shot on someone. Now we had to pull back there because we got lit, and that was because of the Stug was down there in the bowl, so it should be safe to pull back up now. We can see there's a tank out there in the field and we might be able to get eyes on him. There he is, it's a Skoda. Let's see if we can get a shot into him. Nope, that's a miss. It's a very narrow gun arc in this tank. You can see that I decided to switch targets because you basically have to move the whole tank to get the gun on your target. And oh, bit of a blind shot. Thankfully he misses me, but we get to take that guy out, so that's good. And we're up to 950 damage now and 586 assistance. Now this combined 1.5 is basically what you need to increase your marks of excellence on this tank at the time of recording. So you need about 1500, and that will put you up, you know, a little bit of a percent above where you were. There's a Skoda again. We try and get a shot in, miss. Shell velocity isn't fantastic, like it isn't at tier 5 on a lot of tanks, to be honest with you. And here we're switching our attention to tanks out on the field. It's glorious when great big targets like KV2s drive out in front of your gun, and at tier 5 this TD hits quite hard, as you can see. 240 alpha I think it is, or 220, something like that. And another shot goes in. We're now on nearly 1800 damage and a little bit of extra assistance there, bringing our total to what, 2.4, something like that. Another good thing about this position is you can get eyes on most of the map. There's a Skoda who we do manage to hit this time, but also I've got eyes on the hill if I need to turn that way, and as you can see we've got eyes in the field as well. Now he was pretty close, so that's why we got lit there, but I'm just pulling back using the hill as hard cover. Here's this tank here with his rear end poking out, which is very nice of him, and it just means we can put a couple of shots in and take him out. Excellent. 2,600. This is pretty good, a pretty good total now for a tier 5 tank. And again, we haven't moved, have we? why would you need to when the targets keep presenting themselves? But I think it's about this time now I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to see anything else poke, but just then as I move, my enemy, the Death Toaster in red, pokes out, so it's time to get a shot into him if we can. And as you can see, we do, and we end up taking that guy out. Then we've got a marauding KV. Where's he going? I thought I was going to get lit there, but I didn't. But I think I'm not going to risk poking back up, and sure enough we don't have to, because the guys up on the hill can see him. Now, this is something useful to know about Malinovka. If your team has taken the hill, and you're in a light tank, or you're in a tank that you can use for scouting like this one, with good view range, good camo, you want to basically get in front of their gun line now, because we know where the enemy team are. They're somewhere in the 1, 2, 3 line, aren't they? And there's the arty. All I need to do is really just light them up. I don't even need to shoot them, and the team will do the work for me. In a minute the arty should be gone. We've got this tier 6 Brumbar, which is a tank I definitely do not want to pop up in front of, so I'm just being careful to make sure he doesn't take a shot at me. He's quite well armoured as well. I think I could probably pen him, but it would mean me aiming the shot, which obviously you wouldn't have time to do. I see he fires there, so I'm just going to pull out now. I know there's something in the field, but I'm not too worried. I'm more worried about him. I'd switch to premium, I've just noticed, to take him out, so that's good. So yeah, just these two mediums. I just need to light them up, and the team does the rest. I can't remember how the mechanics for assistance go in this current state of the game. I think you share the assistance. You share assisted damage with your team. Now, I made a bit of a mistake that I pulled up while I was still lit, so you don't ever really want to do that, guys. So that nearly cost me my tank and potentially another shot of damage. But here we are, we're going to try and finish this guy off if we can. It's tricky because you're moving the tank as well, but we do manage to get him taken out. So, a pretty good game then for the Death Toaster. Tier 5 monster that it is, great camo, 0 armor. It's the size of a bus, so you need to be careful you don't go YOLOing in, but as you can see we've got 7 kills, 3,370 damage and a massive 2,799 base XP, which is awesome. So that's 19 direct hits and another couple of thousand assisted damage, sorry. So anyway guys, thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed the show today. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're interested in more commentary videos, just leave me a comment below and I'll see what I can do. Cheers now.